Good day, everybody. This is Sandra Alexei here with a Game Changer. Okay, the new model of relationships, and my personal muse is all about body, mind, and spirit. And today I'm very, very excited that we have Ashley here today. And she's going to share everything. I've heard that she does really great stuff, really magic stuff. I always like to get it out to everybody. What I do ask is if you could comment, if you could like, if you could share this video, and if you want to subscribe. And any comments would be really good. And Ashley, then I can send them to you. And also I have a contest that anybody that does comment, they get a free mini reading. Okay. So Ashley, this is yours. I'm very excited because you have to remember, I usually know everything about everything, but this is really new to me. And I'm very innovative, and that there's always new things coming out, especially in the field of health and wellness and body, mind, and spirit. So go ahead, Ashley.
Well, thank you for having me. You know, anytime I get to talk about myself, I'm happy to. So here we are today, right? So as you said, my name is Ashley LeBlanc, and I am an emotion code practitioner with Insideoutinstitute. So Insideoutinstitute is an organization that's fairly new. So if you haven't heard about it yet, I'm not really surprised. We haven't even been around for a year yet. So I only joined in April, and it's September now. So that's, you know, I haven't been part of it too long, but it's growing. We are in 7 countries. I am located outside of Victoria, British Columbia, in Canada. And like I said, we're in actually 7 countries, and we're continuing to grow. So that number may have changed since the last time I checked. Hard to say, right? So Insideoutinstitute is an organization where the client works with both a coach and a practitioner. So what does that mean? The coach takes care of the conscious side. So that's the goal setting, the action steps, the moving forward. How many phone calls did you make? What's your routine like? Scheduling, things like that, right? The practitioner is working with the subconscious. So all that trauma that we've had in our life, all that energy that we're carrying around that's not ours, you know, that we inherited from our parents or whatever the case may be. And what that does, working the conscious and the subconscious, is it enables the client to move forward very quickly with a lot of ease, right? So for example, let's take Tony Robbins. Amazing. He's incredible, right? He is the top of the top of the top. He helps people and he helps them change their lives and grow and be who they are, but he only works on the conscious side, right? He's all about action and moving and goals and scheduling, right? Great, that's amazing. Only 50% of the package though, right? So then if you go and you look at Dr. Bradley Nelson, who pioneered emotion code, he can only get you there 50% because you can clear all your subconscious and everything. But if you don't actually put in any work, you can't create what you want, right? So by pairing them up, we then have all our bases covered. And when you come up around a challenge, you can check in on the subconscious and go, oh, is this a subconscious thing? And then you can clear it, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then you can move forward with more ease, right? And it's all about just helping people get to where they want to go. That's all it is, right? We're not looking like, if somebody wants to create $1 million, fantastic. Let's get you there. Let's clear the abundance blocks, right? Let's clear the stuff that tells you you're not worth it. Let's clear all that crap out of your subconscious that's not allowing you to do that. And then let's take action. So are you already in a business? Are you already living your passion? Do you have the contacts that you need? So by pairing them up together, we can probably get you there a bit faster than if you were to try to do it on your own.
Right.
Right.
Okay, I really like that, because right now we have a tremendous amount of people that are under a lot of stress with all the COVID, but it has been that way. I've been in the spiritual business for about 50 years doing what I do, okay? And have done a lot of regressions. I've had a near-death experience, and my big thing is my physicality. So that keeps me kind of grounded. And I know when something's happening for me, that there's an emotional thing that I need to deal with. And I've dealt with, I was told I'd be in a wheelchair in '88 because I picked up a parasite, and I was working at the school board, and I wasn't. I worked with alternative health and that type of thing. So to me, this is important. However, I've noticed lately that you're right. We work with one area, but we're not working with the other area, okay?
Exactly.
And from my point of view with astrology, when I look at the chart, we have the South Node, which is you've brought in, so it can be karmic, it can be ancestral, it can be a lot of things we know with the DNA, with the genes, okay, that type of thing. And so, and I find a lot of people suppress emotions. And
Absolutely.
as far as I'm concerned, suppressed emotions has to do, this is just my feeling, a lot to do with illness, okay? And everybody's afraid to be angry, okay? But I think under anger is sadness. So this fascinates me. When I heard the emotion code, it's like there's something really happening, and we have to remember that we're forever ever the innovation in the field of healthcare because of us being energetic beings. And yes, there is a lot of transformation out there, a lot of heavy darkness. At the same time, what some of the other planets are is opening us to a lot of new techniques and innovation.
Exactly. And that's interesting you mention it, because that's how Dr. Bradley Nelson actually pioneered emotion code, right?
Okay.
Is that he's a chiropractor by trade. And so, you know, the brick and mortar chiropractic and treating and popping and manipulating people.
Right.
And essentially he was noticing that not everyone was getting fixed, and that people were coming in for the same adjustment over and over and over and over. And I've been there, right? I've gone to the chiropractor, you know,
Yeah.
everything from twice a week right down to every 10 days, and got the same adjustment every time, right? And it's kind of like, why is this stuff still going out of line? If we're popping it back, why, like, what's going on under there, right? So with the emotion code, the idea is that as humans, we have experiences.
Right.
And with those experiences, we have emotions. And sometimes those emotions, there's a lot of them, or it's very intense, or it's very extreme, and we can't process all those emotions at the time. So then our subconscious goes, okay, I'm just going to take it, I'm going to ball it up in an energy about this big, and I'm just going to stick it in the body. It's fine. I'll just put it there for later. It's good. But what happens is that these trapped energies that are energy, so this is a vibration, right?
Right.
And we put it in our body, and it causes distortion, right? So when your energy can't flow through your body, you can't heal, you can't be the light, right? You just, it's impossible, right? So your energy gets distorted, and then this distortion causes stress. Wherever, maybe it's stress in your liver because you're angry and you've put a lot of emotion in your liver, right?
Yeah.
So then this stress, when you have it long enough, creates exhaustion, right? And then this exhaustion leads to symptoms, which then leads to disease. So essentially, these trapped emotions are the cause of disease.
Do you know, it's really weird. There's nothing weird, because I'm all about synchronicity and things happening and whatever, okay, and I have an accident and I'm doing, because it's tested energy. But the interesting thing, the gene keys is very similar to astrology based on that. But what we're dealing with right now is exhaustion. So the pulse of this week is exhaustion.
Okay. So I'm not the only one.
Right. So now we do exhaustion, and it's for a week. We move from exhaustion, okay, we move to resolve and move to the divine will, because again, we're tight, we're holding on to it. So it's about surrendering. Ooh, I just got goosebumps. And it's always synchronistic. That's why it had to be this week that we were talking, and people are virtually exhausted emotionally. I mean, and the relationship issues right now, there's so many things going on. And so it's fantastic that you can assist them, because they can't keep suppressing. We are looking to become more authentic.
Well, and it's, everyone is just like up to here with it. They're just done. We're tired. I was one of those people as well. Don't get me wrong. Like I was in the rat race in my own way. And this whole, COVID thing was actually a blessing personally. And, it brought me Insideoutinstitute and the motion code. And, I sit at my desk with my slippers on, and I get to help people improve their lives and their well-being and, create what they want. Like that's what drives me. That's my passion. Right. And, can I share a little bit about my story?
Yes, I want that.
Okay.
That's it.
So what, long story short, I was in the military, the Canadian Navy, for 7 years. And I was a marine electrician. So I used to say I used to wire boats. Now I rewire brains. It's kind of the same.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. So when I was in the military, I sailed on a warship for about 4 years. And I ended up very, very, very ill on all levels. So my body created a list of symptoms that happened to go into this category, right? And I ended up with like an inner ear issue where my body couldn't calibrate from being on the ship to being on land. So I was basically, for like 7 years, I was dizzy and had headaches and upset stomach and the whole thing, right? So I got out, finally got out. And I said to myself, like, I have to fix myself. There's something wrong. I don't know what it is. I have to find it, and I have to be well, because I am not living like this for the rest of my life. I was 26 and I didn't have a life. What 26-year-old female doesn't have a life? Come on now, right? So I opened up to the universe and said, I need some help. And that started me on my wellness journey. And I was doing, like, I still do yoga. I've been doing yoga for over 10 years now. I eat really well. I always drink my water. Sleep is like the priority for me. I do not, I'm like, oh, it's 10:15, gotta go to bed. Oh, but we're doing this. Nope, gotta go to bed. Good night, guys. Like, right? Because I need my sleep. I'm like a 8 to 10 hour person, like I hover around 9 hours a night. So it depends what's going on, right? And so I took that time to really heal myself on every level, right? Because it's not only physical, it's also emotional, and it's also spiritual, and it's mental, right? And so everything holistic, right? So I started looking into, because I was looking for my next career. I was looking into doing chiropractics, and I love the idea of helping people. The light comes above down, inside out. It comes from inside. But the missing piece for me with chiropractics was I'm still using a force from the outside to fix something on the inside, right? Time and a place for everything, absolutely. But as a last resort, there was that piece missing, and I couldn't commit to it. Plus, the $250,000 to go to school and, the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So I started asking, and I started saying, I need something for this. I'm looking for my next career. Can you please show me? And I just happened to stumble across, right? As if that ever happens.
Exactly.
Right? A technique called BEST, which is bioenergetic synchronization technique. And I
Okay.
actually practiced best. I had a business for 5 years. I also went to Camosun College, which is the local college here, and got a diploma in exercise and wellness. So I have a diploma.
Okay.
And I've been studying best for about 9 years. And I was a practitioner for 8. And then when I joined Insideoutinstitute in April, I decided to become an emotion code practitioner because it is the leading technology in energy healing.
Oh my God. So the other one that you had, the 9 years of experience, that was still energetic work with the body.
Absolutely. Just totally. And I actually had somebody ask, what's the difference? And I was like, there actually isn't a difference because they both deal with emotions and releasing emotions out of the body. Right. So it's just a different way of doing it. Best is very hands-on, whereas emotion code doesn't have to be. So, and also emotion code has what we call the heart wall, which is, they say, the greatest discovery in energy healing ever.
Right.
Biggest, right? And your heart wall is actually a wall that your subconscious has built out of trapped emotions, literally around your heart. So at some point your heart would have been broken or heartache or, sore or not feeling good. And your subconscious went, well, we don't want that again. I'm just going to stick this emotion of grief right there. Oh, well, stick hatred in there too. Oh, resentment. That's good. Right? But not. So what happens with the heart wall is it actually, the biggest kind of symptom and issue with it is that it doesn't allow you to give or receive love.
Oh, okay. Now, this for me is very important. Okay. The simple reason that HeartMath has been around, we've talked about heart, and now even with the book, I started this book 8 years ago on my own, but then I co-authored with the Nail. And for me, because of the astrology and what's happening going forward, right now, what we're doing actually is doing left, right brain, synchronizing, heart, Hera, and masculine and feminine, because we've moved into the Aquarian energy. And that's why relationships are breaking. I've been breaking down because they're based on codependency. So they can be very parasitic, okay, very energy vampirish, okay. So basically, one of the things is we have the breakdown of the relationships, but what do we have coming up? I actually have a press release that I think is under the bottom of this, where Lisa Lynch did a thing on parent alienation. Now, I taught for 20 years in a high school. I didn't go to university till my 30s. I was a business person. I've done a lot of things. It's on my website. And so I taught in the high school. And I found that a lot of the students are very frustrated because they're pushed through. So they're in grade 10, 11, and grade 12, and they're reading at a grade 8, grade 9 level, which to me is a disgrace because one, they don't understand and they become very frustrated. And what happens with frustration? They become angry. But what also happens is a lot of these kids now, their mom had them and a sister, and then she broke up, and then she went with another man, and now they have the blended families, okay? And so we have a lot of challenges. So we have a whole area of young people that could really use what you're doing. And right now it's huge because with the masks and everything, these kids are so traumatized. I was just talking to a lady, she just sent it to me. I recommended Rescue Remedy for her 8-year-old because he's terrified. So we have a whole group. So it'd be really neat if you could reach through to some of the school boards. Of the health centers, especially with your background and everything. It's just like, as soon as I hear something like this, it's, oh my God, I can see such a need for it. And the bottom line is we are forever shifting. I mean, for me, in my astrology, I've been doing it 50 years, but every Sunday I train with astrologers from all over the world. And there's things that are happening. Everything is new.
Well, and I think that's kind of the whole thing, is that, you know, as a society, like, we're up to here. We're done, right? We're just done living somebody else's life. We're done not being in our passion. We're done being exhausted. And what it is, a big part of it is the past trauma, right? So all that crap that happened before this point in time, that's still holding you back, right? And I'm telling you, so I actually offer my first treatment as a complimentary treatment. So
Okay.
if you would like a complimentary treatment and want to check out the emotion code, contact me. I am more than happy to treat you. I understand that not everyone can afford treatments, but at least you can get one treatment. Also, on that note, the emotion code book by Dr. Bradley Nelson, I take the jackets off because I don't want them to get trashed. The technique is actually in the book. So the chart is here, the flow chart is here. They teach you how to muscle test. So you can buy this book for, I don't know, how much does Amazon charge for books? Like $22 or something. And you can change your life. You can change your life with this book. And I know people that have. The person who actually, I changed my life. The person who introduced this completely changed his life. Completely.
And see, that's the whole thing. If people understand, a lot of people say to me, well, you're kind of, I went, no, I've been telling you since 2007 that it's a wake-up call.
Yeah, and we are in a whole different level of consciousness now. And, you know, having that, like, oh, well, my grandfather did this, and that's how my dad, you know, he treated my dad, and my dad treated it. Like, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable now. There's no excuse. We have the knowledge, we have the technology, we have the power. Enough excuses.
And
we're done.
What they say is
$20. It can change your life.
That's excellent. So I need to put that, I'll put that on a hashtag for sure so that they can do it. But
Perfect.
The fascinating thing for me is that I've been trying to say also for the last few years, there's going to be major breakthroughs because we are energy beings, and that's where pharmaceutical is going away. It's being destroyed. It's going down. Okay. And so it's about energy medicine and nuclear medicine.
Well, because the energy, when you have the energy blocks that are causing the distortion, that's the problem. Everything else is a symptom. Everything else. So if you're tired, if you have headaches, if you're nauseous, if you broke your ankle and it won't heal, if you sprained your ankle and it won't heal, if you have cancer, if you have fibromyalgia, if you have ADD, if you have ADHD, if you're depressed, if you have anxiety, if you have high blood pressure, if you have low blood pressure, if you don't sleep, if you sleep too much, it's all an energy issue, energy. And by doing, you have to fix the problem and remove those trapped emotions, because your body is the only thing that can heal itself.
Right.
It's the only thing that can, right? I have a mentor that says the only thing you can cure is bacon.
Right. It's true. And it's funny, when I was told in 88, 89, 90 that I would be in a wheelchair in 5 years, I said no. And I went to a Dr. Stephen Ong, and he's one of the top ones in the world, and we're the acupuncture. And the reason I liked it was because it's an energy thing, and it's congested energy. Now, so if people can contact you and you would charge so much for a treatment, or you would put them on a protocol, and you don't have to tell me now, but they can get a hold of you and they can try that. I know a lady that just broke her hip, and for me, anytime that something happens, okay, because my one book I wrote, one of my first books was because I was in the spa industry, and Deo Judith let me use her pictures of the chakra system and how all the chakras are aligned to an organ and to
a gland, and
exactly, the glands, and to all the vertebrae and everything. And so I know, and of course, Heal Your Life, Louise Hay did that. I believe that everything that happens to a person, there is an emotional issue. And if something happens, all it is that you're to look at it. So right now, it's really a blessing. So I want to say to anybody out there, oh my God, contact Ashley. Everybody that I know, right, has an issue of something. They've broken a hip, they've, like me, been in a car accident, Okay.
Well, and we can put it this way. If you don't have everything in your life that you want, you need treatments.
Exactly, because see, I say that money is energy. Okay.
Absolutely. It's a currency,
And
literally.
so, right.
Currency.
And I trained with Jerry and Esther Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the law of attraction was great. There was just one little thing. So it was like,
Yep.
sit there and Esther always said it's about allowing. But I know people that just said, oh, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to see the money come. However, no, because from my point of view and my understanding at a cellular level, at an A level, we have trapped in here ancestral and karmic,
Absolutely. Yep.
okay, karmic energy that we are not worthy. So it's just like going and putting on the fridge. I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I'm beautiful. I'm this,
Yeah.
I'm that.
Yeah.
And years later, I see the same thing. And honestly, I can tend to be pretty, I'm known as the sword because I cut. I'm not going to waste my time on catering to people and telling them things that is not coming from my heart.
Yeah.
It's work. And I always say it's burning the dross. And if there was ever a time, people, you have until 2023 to get it together. I've been telling you since 2007. And this potent year because 2020 in numerology is a master number. So we have energy and it's about foundation. Okay.
Yeah, because it's the 4, right?
Right. 4, yeah. And 22 is the master because 11, 22, and 33 are master numbers. So if there was ever a time, and if you really want it, I mean, it's not up to me to say it. I mean, I could give you 25 names right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that's listening to this probably will know who I would say. Okay. Because I said to you, it doesn't matter what you do. You have to do something different.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not working. If it's not working, and you have to change. That's all I know, Ashley. Okay. And so what we'll do is we'll make sure that they have the email, the name, everything, and they can contact you. And the name of that book if you want. And my fascination is how did you get into your first one, your body systems? Was it because of your own health?
Yeah, it literally was. I wasn't healthy as a young woman and I was looking for the solution. And I ended up at a BEST seminar and Dr. Ted Morter, who was doing the seminar, said something I still to this day don't remember, but it was like he had reached into the core of my being and shook it and went, you need to listen to this. And I heard that and I heard, you need to listen to this. And I just burst out crying. I was like, this is the answer. Oh my God, I found it. Right. And so I was committed to it, for almost 10 years. And it's a fantastic technique. Don't get me wrong. The emotion code, it's a little bit better for me now. And I see results with the emotion code like I've never seen before. So I'm very thankful that I found the emotion code and it was a natural next step and, in the journey, because we're on a journey, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm able to help people and it's a very deep, efficient, quick, easy technique and anybody can do it. Anybody can do it.
And so I need to ask you another question. Is that one of the things is even when people work with me, okay, so they'll come to me and they'll have a reading. And like I always say, I can help you a little bit, but the bottom line is it's you. I just will help you clarify what you need to do and put you on a path. But I also suggest, because we have the shifts and the changes, that it's a maintenance, like we take our vehicle in and we have
absolutely
paint and whatever. So is there, you probably can't say it because it's all individual, how treatments the person would have, and then they could come back to you every once in a while.
Yeah. It literally depends on what you're dealing with, how long you've been dealing with it. Your age is a big factor because, if you're 50 compared to 20, you've had 30 more years of experience and gunk, right? Stuck. It really depends. It's a case-by-case basis. If you want to be here and you are like way over there, give me a call. We can talk.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I think that's awesome. If there's anything else that we haven't covered, we covered about your history. I think that's really good. And it's not just the physicality, but another thing I think that people deal with a lot is the energy of money. And the energy of money really goes into their own personal value and worth. And right now, we have Uranus in Taurus, which is really about how valuable are we, what worth. And that started last March of 2019. And it was for 7 years. So looking at our worth and our value, I think that's another big thing. And in relationships, I do want to bring this to here. A lot of people are in relationship for the simple reason that they feel beholden. A lot of females are in relationship because they don't think they can do it on their own. And there's a lot of men right now that are afraid of getting into relationships because they don't want to be a baby dad.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and fair enough, right?
What is fair enough. And Lisa Lynch has said this in this whole parent alienation. And actually in Alberta, I was a member of the divorce committee, and now my friends have a lie detective business. And so and it's typically the female, I'm not trying to be biased, that's the statistics, okay? She leaves the husband, finds a new man, and they're going to share custody. However, she wants custody because she wants the money. So she'll say, you know, there's a sexual thing. But what can happen is now that they can actually charge the person for the reason that you cannot treat your children as their cartel. And they have found that cognitively it is going to harm them. So they will not be able to, they're not going to be able to fulfill their purpose. See, I can tell you have found your purpose.
Yes, 100%. And I'm very blessed. I feel very blessed that I was on that journey, and, you know, that I can now help people who are in my place, right? Like,
right. And see,
I couldn't get out of bed some days. Like, it was retarded. It was ridiculous, right? The point is that it's so unacceptable because there are now technology, literally technology, that can help you work through that. And I actually healed what I had through NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. So it was 100% a holistic, natural, helpful modality that is very effective. But I was told sometimes antidepressants help with this occasionally. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, I'm not taking drugs that mess with my brain chemistry because it might help occasionally sometimes. Like, no, it's not an option, right? I'm done. I'm out. So I took charge, and here I am today.
Perfect. So you took charge, you found your purpose, you're very blessed. I can see you're really passionate about your work. And I feel the same way. I'm in my 70s. We'll talk about retiring. Retire from what? Okay.
I haven't worked a day in my life.
I mean, because I've loved whatever I've done. That's how I look at it. And I'm really excited. I want to thank you, Ashley, for sharing everything. And I want anybody that is watching the video, I want you to really sit and think about it. The people that I know will know that I'm thinking about them. Okay. For the simple reason that you don't have to live that kind of life.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
So, but it is your choice. And so this is an incredible year to make the changes that you do desire to change. And we've got so much going on. And I do hope you would reach out to maybe some of the teachers actually need it. Like we have a teachers convention.
Okay.
Health and wellness. Okay. You're in BC, so you could do that. Okay. In Alberta, we have the Alberta Teachers Association. You might even want to contact them and your BC Teachers Association, because we used to have a teachers convention, and I've spoken at a couple of them. Okay. And so I think you want to see that. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I just
for sure.
Ideas on that, Ashley, because I can see the value in it. Okay, it's all about the value and the worth. Okay, and so anything else, or is that it?
No, just if you want a complimentary treatment, get a hold of me on Facebook. My name is Ashley LeBlanc. You just message me or whatever, or on Instagram at omwellnessvictoria. So if you just message me there, I check them all the time, and we'll set something up and go from there. And thank you so much for having me. This
Okay.
was a pleasure.
Okay, it's for some reason it kind of went a little funny. But anyway, so we're going to have the hashtags for you all there. And thank you again for taking your valuable time to watch. And again, get a hold of Ashley. And as I said, put a comment Ashley, okay? And the comments, I will choose a winner at the end of the month, and you can share. If you think of somebody that could use this, please share with your friend that is experiencing some type of health issues, okay? Money issues or issues, okay? And subscribe. And happy full moon. We're doing it on this magical full moon. And it's about exhaustion to resolve to the divine will. And that's basically it, because you talk about that divine will. So thank you.
Thank you.